Hello, welcome to a Board Deck and Dice review, a review of various inserts, more of a kind of opinion really. I've been meaning to do this for a while but just not got round to it because I'm well lazy. I'm going to look at 3 or 4 different types of insert, one that I don't have anymore, so I just have to comment about it because I sold the game it was in, but I can't actually remember who produced that one anyway. So here we are with my first manufacturer. This is basically wooden. This is a UK manufacturer of wooden inserts, and here we are with their Caverna insert. You'll see that I've taken it out of the box because my biggest issue with this Caverna insert is it's quite snug in the box. Other than that, I absolutely love it. The tiles down the side provide a lip that is perfect for your building tiles to go in, so they fit in there perfectly. Everything's thought out, including the way the cards go in there, and the score pad, there's a little cutout bit where it just slips in. And the cards too kind of slip in, although I'm making a mess of it while reaching around the tripod. And then there's a resource tray which just lifts out. As I say, the worst thing about this is it's quite snug in the box, especially when you get trying to take it out around the top. Because you've got the kind of painted corners. You see I've damaged my box a little bit because of that. Mine was a damaged box of Caverna anyway, so that might be affecting it, to be fair. It all goes back in. All the player boards and all the guff go on top. That one then goes there. The instructions go on. Brilliant. So that is one of their kind of less functional ones. It was easy enough to put together. I would say with basically wooden, so my complaint on this one is it's just a bit too tight in the box. And I will say with their inserts in general, they are hard to push out of the frame. So you know, like when you get punch board, it's a bit like that, but with wood. And the notches where they're still attached to the frame are thicker in the basically wooden ones than some of the other wooden ones I have encountered. And that's my 2 negatives really for the basically wooden ones. One's only towards Caverna, and the other is just a general thing. This is the Castles of Burgundy one. I love this one. Perfect in the box. I like to have a little bit of space because although it can move, it doesn't often, and it just means you can lift them out easily. I've done some upgrading of my components here, but you've got a resource box. In fact, you've got another empty resource box because it's so silly a box size for the game. You've got your player pieces in there, and this is great because this is how you store and take out your tiles. At the start of the game, just ruffle them all up, put them back in, and you can draw them one at a time from there. Just whack that on the table. So I really rate basically wooden. I think they do a really good job and line of wooden products. And like I say, the biggest negative for me is when you're gluing it together, constructing it, you do need to be careful with the what am I trying to say? With when you're cutting out, you will need a craft or a knife of some sort.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
To do that. Right, we'll pause here and I'll get set up with the next one. So my next design of a insert is Daedalus Productions. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but there will be links below. It's worth noting I got my box of Comet damaged for a lot cheaper than the retail price, so that's why there's a big thing in it. I didn't sit in it. Now I have to say straight out the bat, these are the nicest looking of inserts, and they attempt to be the most functional, but in my experience Daedalus have been the worst inserts I've used. Now let me see if I can illustrate that. That comes out fine, but look how tightly these are wedged in. I had a real trouble getting these in and out. Here it is, this one. So, and I thought, well, maybe it's just me because I damaged my box, but it's actually, look, just can't get it back in. The stain on the wood was really sticky. They were really hard to put together. They even broke at times. That's meant to go in there that way around. It doesn't even fit, it has to go like that. So yeah, I was really, look, it just doesn't, can I get it in? No. That is longer than that. And they said they had some trouble with some wood. Some of their wood was thicker or something. But really, it's just not good enough. I sent them an email to chase it. Still can't get that one out. And there's been no reply, and that was months ago. I will say they do try and focus on accessibility and setup, and this is an absolutely genius idea. It's why I got this insert. I'd waited for ages because they were only in America with EU shipping that was really, really expensive. But I'd seen this insert and I really wanted it. And then the Kickstarter came and I was like, right, I'll get it. And the tiles just come off. They're all set up. You could just whack these trays straight on the table. Excellent idea. Unfortunately, the rest of the insert has really ruined it for me, followed by some customer service that was less than stellar. Well, less than, I would have, even a reply would have been good. As I was trying to snap that back in. So yeah, I've got another one to show you, and unfortunately, the same thing with that one. In fact, I'm going to change this one over and give you a proper demo. So this is Le Havre, again, Daedalus Productions, and you can already see something's going on here because this isn't in properly. Now, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit the way it was meant to fit. I haven't been able to put it in the way it's meant to go in. These are great, but I'm just going to have to take them out, and you can see here some of the quality issues I have with this. Now, they would not go together very well at all, and it was like the notches were too thick for the holes that had been cut for them. So I ended up having to hammer them in, and you would just get chips all over the place. That one I got in all right. Like I say, it was just an exercise in frustration. This is all meant to neatly go in here. It's all meant to fit, and it doesn't. Can feel this other corner here. Now, I'm not the best DIY person in the world at all, but just look. You know, it's just hanging off the edge, chipped again, and there you go. Not even glued on properly. So even trying to get that back in now, that fits better. That's better than most of them, okay? So very disappointing with this one. Lots of difficult things to pop in. And then the biggest offender here is this tray, which is meant to hold all your resources. Now, when I punch this out or cut it out, you can see it just totally snapped, and it was hollow inside as well. So if I can just take this off, we can see some more issues with this particular thing. Nice idea that all the resources kind of slide down towards you. Well, the resources don't fit in, that some of them are so tightly crushed in that I almost didn't want to put them in there. And I was just really disappointed with this whole insert. In fact, I'm going to change this insert to my next featured one, because this I just felt was poor. So I will be swapping over and changing my insert. And unfortunately, all this is just getting chucked. I may keep some of these around just to use for holding cards, keeping cards on a table, but the insert itself is going in the bin. Again, when I emailed about Comet, about the fit, about things not fitting in properly. I can't even remember that the designs it's hard to get hold of the designs as well and that tell you how they fit in. One of the coins doesn't even fit in the row. Yeah, really disappointed in Daedalus and Productions. They look great. The wood stain looks great, although they were sticky when they first came, but putting them together was just a nightmare. And despite them focusing on functionality, some of the key things like actually fitting in the box haven't been attended to. So I'm going to go rebox this up, and I will come back with my new insert, which are the next ones I want to talk about anyway. So here we are back again with Le Havre. Now that I've wrestled all the components out of here, they're really tight, some of the square ones. You can see the trouble I had with this one. There's no wood in between. It snapped. I am not a DIYer. Putting these together is about the limits of my capabilities, and I don't want to have to be sanding down the notches and cutting them down when I know from doing other wooden inserts that is not standard. Like I say, some people have a really good experience with Daedalus. I haven't, and if you go to their most recent Kickstarter or the Kickstarter for these, you will see the experiences of other people as well. So let's have a look at my new solution for Le Havre, which is, of course, folded space. Folded space are not wooden inserts, they are foam core with a special cardboard kind of card, outer layer. So here we have our card trays. Like I say, there's not loads to put in Le Havre, there's quite a lot of space, but they've got this little filler box here. What I love about this one is the practicality. So instead of that kind of slidey tube, these just fit on the board in the spaces they're meant to go in. So if I just get the board one moment and show you, here we have the board. So to set up, just going to put these in the relevant spaces. They fit perfectly. Pack up, set up is a breeze. I have these folded space inserts for every game that I own that they do an insert for, because I think they're absolutely phenomenal. They just concentrate on setup. They're lightweight, so they're lighter than the wooden ones, of course. They are easy to put together. You just need wood glue, you don't need any tools, any knives or anything. Having done a lot of these now, I use wood glue with an old small paintbrush to put the glue, to spread it across, because there is some seepage, but it does dry clear. Here we have the Istanbul one, which is about as full as I can get it. Well, have I got spare stickers? Oh yeah, it was one of the expansions or what have you. So again, we just see that everything fits in really well. Your setup is quick. Even this is essentially the big box of Istanbul, because it is got everything in both what you call them, expansions now. So all my tiles are in there and in there. Just a fantastic job of making inserts. What I like about these as well is when you get the punch board for these, a lot of the they kind of work their way on identical trays. So you'll notice that I've got two of those, there's two of those, there's two of those, there's two of those, and that just means putting it together is you get into a real rhythm of it. They're the quickest put together. I don't need to sand, I just need to apply some glue. I can get these together really quickly now, and like I say, due to the lightweight nature, I can just throw them together, and I don't worry, none have come unstuck. Yeah, they're not going to last as long as wood will, but after my experience with some of the wooden ones where it's breaking under my under the slightest bit of pressure, these have proved to be more wearing than that. So I love the folded space inserts. There's one more insert I want to look in, and that is the game trays, because you are starting to have these included in games, and also you can buy them separately from stores like the BGE store. So this is the one. I've got mixed feelings about this one, because although it's locked in space there, there's quite a lot of empty space, but they are fantastic. They do have the lids on, so even when things do come out of their slots, they're not going to go anywhere else in the box. In fact, that was one of my things with the my little scythe one, is they didn't have these lids on and things could still come out. So and everything's just thought out, and yeah, I love these. And I didn't realise that these are designed by someone and then printed, and you just tip them down to get everything out, or you have holes down the side. So I'll show you, they're like that, so you can easily get them out of the things. So I think these are great. They're plastic, so probably a bit better wearing than the cardboard folded space ones. Probably a little bit lighter as well, to be fair. And obviously you can do stuff with the shapes of them very easily, and they can be pretty colours. So obviously I think probably these are the future of inserts. But if you're going to be buying an insert today, if there isn't already a game trays one for them, I would definitely go folded space. That is my strong recommendation. They're lightweight, they're cheaper. Some of these were less than 10 quid, then with a bit of postage. They, if you get in on the campaign, they give you 10% off the next one. You get involved in the votes. If they can produce something that's even half usable with Comet, I'll be ditching that big one, despite how much it costs as well. So lightweight ones, obviously game trays, folded space. Folded space have a really good range. I highly recommend them. If you're going for wooden ones, my first recommendation would be basically wooden for UK buyers because they are UK. I've had good experiences with Meeple Sauce and with Broken Token as well, and I would say that both of those were slightly easier to push out of the frame, the wooden frame, than the basically wooden ones, but I found the basically wooden ones a lot more affordable because they're UK based and a lot cleverer in how they think about things going onto the board. A bit like the folded space ones, you just throw out the tokens. So there you have it. There's my guide to inserts. Hopefully that will help some of you. If you've had a different experience with Daedalus, please post it in the comments below because I don't just want to slag off a company for no reason. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time on Board, Deck and Dice.